I've been to just about as many video-related conferences as you can go to in a 4-year period. I think this weekend was like a pivotal moment. It was an eye-opening experience this weekend in the sense that in past conferences, you see success up on stage. You see all these fantastic people in the audience that are trying to figure things out or they've already figured it out. And then you hear, just do it, just start recording. But I'm the kind of person, I just need to have my hand held for a second. Okay. Just hold my hand. I don't know what you mean by just start. And this conference, as you know, Thursday progressed and Friday progressed, I realized there was a path forming.
Welcome to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your business, career, relationships, and life. I'm super excited. Today we are at Video Marketing World 2022, and this episode is brought to you by Real News PR. They are everything lights, camera, action. They're going to make you look like $1 million on the TV. And joining me today is my very special friend, Lee Giles. And let me just tell you something. I got to witness Lee throughout the past couple of days. And he's been going to this conference, and this has been a little bit of a journey for you, hasn't it?
It has been a journey, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today. Talk to me about what you have experienced here today or through this conference. What have been some of your biggest takeaways? And then maybe we'll get into some of that vulnerable stuff as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've been to just about as many video-related conferences as you can go to in a 4-year period.
Really?
And I think this weekend was like a pivotal moment. It was an eye-opening experience this weekend in the sense that in past conferences, you see success up on stage.
Right.
You see all these fantastic people in the audience that are trying to figure things out or they've already figured it out. Mm-hmm. And then you hear, just do it, just start recording. But I'm the kind of person, I just need to have my hand held for a second. Okay. Just hold my hand. I don't know what you mean by just start. And this conference, as you know, Thursday progressed and Friday progressed, I realized there was a path forming. It was like, oh, we're gonna hold your hand. We're gonna walk you through these steps, and we're gonna guide you down the path. And that's my biggest takeaway. It wasn't like a single moment. It was all of the moments in building up in this engineered path to, I kind of know what I'm doing, right? Like I know more than I thought I knew. And I realized where I was dropping the ball was my mindset. And that was the epiphany I had last night, right? And then I got vulnerable, as we talked about. And
well, tell us about that. Let's dive into that a little bit. Paint the picture for the audience who's just listening. What happened last night?
Ooh, boy, here we go. I'm pivoting away from an industry that I'm no longer happy in. I work hard. The industry is I'm in the brand merch business, signs and print.
Bro, I need some merch, man.
I got you, man.
I need some T-shirts, some swag, some hats. You know what I'm saying?
I'm your dude, man.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
I will hook you up.
But you hate it, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's okay. But you know what? There are some good suppliers left that I know can meet their deadlines that they say.
Yeah.
And that's probably my issue. Yeah. We haven't recovered from all that's gone on the last couple of years, and it's affecting all distributors like me. Because we're all, from the distributor that has the customer-facing interactions to the supply chain, to overseas production, everything's affected.
Right.
And then the suppliers that have fixed their supply chain issues now have a labor issue. There's a lot of turnover. Nobody wants to work factories. They don't want to work assembly lines. Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine.
And these are trained, skilled positions, so you can't just replace someone overnight. Right. So if you can imagine, deadlines are missed, stock's out of stock, inventory counts are off. That's why I'm a little disgruntled, and I'm ready to move on.
Gotcha.
And take all my experiential marketing skills and marketing knowledge and creativity and teach others, inspire others to go out and be creative and go chase it, man.
I got you. So right now it's kind of just an interesting time in that space.
It is.
Right. and it's time for a change. It's time for you to step into the next journey.
It is.
Right. And so you were at that dinner last night.
Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't go there yet, did I? I thought I worked around it, but let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
So, I have a family that I love dearly, and I came off a business that's struggling, and I feel like I've failed. I feel like I've failed them, and I'm obviously the rock in our family. I'm the corner. Well, we're all rocks, but I'm the corner that everybody depends on, and I feel like I've let them down. And we used to be very successful. We're a multi-million-dollar producing distributor before all of this happened, right? We're not anymore. And now I'm making a hard pivot. So my wife is very uneasy about, okay, you're going to go start a new career. You're 51 years old. We already had a very successful business. And now you're going to do this? What? And so I have this uneasy feeling that she's not in my corner right now, not because she doesn't want to be, because she's scared. And that's what I got out of last night. I had a moment where we were in the Dark Horse chat, fireside chat.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw my opportunity. And before I got scared, it literally just started. So I just stood up. Like I went first. I was like, let's just get this over with and get it out.
Yeah. And so basically to set the scene a little bit for everybody listening in, they asked, hey, if you have any questions or if there's anything you're struggling with or anything that you want us to really dive into, it was like a mastermind type of environment.
Correct.
And so a lot of the leaders and the people who are running this conference would get to pour in, and everybody could, iron sharpens iron, right? And so, and you were bold, and you stood up, and you said,
I said, I'm ready for this next leg of my journey, but I don't know if my wife is. And look, don't get me to cry. And I'm a softie. I'm a crier, right? And I said it. I said, I need help. And I was reaching out to the others in the room, and I look at Scott and Camber, who own Video Marketing World with Chaz, and I see them, and I look at them, and they work together very well. You see there's conflict, but they work through it, right?
Right.
And then I see some of the folks in the room that have channels, and there's couples, and there's husbands and wives that were there that, one has the channel and one doesn't. So I thought, okay, this is an opportunity to ask the question, how do you get your spousal support in this like crazy world of YouTube and content creation and podcasting and not have conflict? And because I feel the tension in my home, how do I ask for that support? And oh my God, it was overwhelming from everyone. It was, I think Chaz pointed out.
I love what Chaz said
about the agreement.
Yeah, the agreement versus understanding. Like you think they understand, or like is that what it was?
An expectation, right?
Expectation, yeah.
Right. So I have this expectation that I think my wife gets what I'm doing,
right?
But she doesn't.
Kind of like I expect, like with my girlfriend, same thing. I expect when I'm out doing this, right, that hey, listen, there may be a meeting that goes a little longer. There may be
That's right.
There may be an opportunity, a networking opportunity that pops up that I'm gonna seize the moment, and it may pop up, it may not. I don't know. I may be here late. I may not.
Yeah.
And I expect, it's an expectation that I have.
That's right.
But that's not her understanding, and nor it was our agreement.
That's right, because we didn't have an agreement.
Right.
Right. So my takeaway was exactly that. It's like my wife and I need to go disappear for a couple of days and just talk about life, talk about things, and then I need to tell her what my dreams and ambitions are with this space, and then we need to have an agreement. And if we don't come to agreement, well, we need to do it again and talk about it again and figure out how do we work through this to where she has, I have her in my corner, but she's also comfortable and she knows that things are secure and everything's going to be all right and we're going to find our way through it. And that's probably my biggest takeaway.
You know what you should also do? I'm going to tell you, because I heard you say you've been to how many of these video conferences?
Oh, gosh. I've been to at least 12 to 14 video-related conferences in the last 4 years.
Smokes.
Yeah.
So how many has she been to?
0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to bring her with you.
Yeah, and I live literally 10 miles down the street. Yeah. So the thought was...
This was the one, right?
Yeah,
you should have brought her here.
She'll be here next year.
Yeah.
But we have some family obstacles at home.
Sure,
with
sure.
an athlete and mother-in-law and everything else, but we're going to make it work next year for sure.
Absolutely. I think you should do that.
Yeah.
Because you may find. What does she do?
She takes care of
the
house. She's got the most important job of all of us. So,
Absolutely. Well, she may find that, she's got some things she's passionate about, and that she ends up, using some of these tools, and these are just tools to showcase our passion for the world and to teach people and to educate people and to, she may find some passion in it as well.
Well, it's funny. I didn't think about it till you said that just now. She's got a group of friends that she worked out with at a local fitness club prior to COVID, right? And the trainer for the class, they all became really close friends. Mm-hmm. COVID hits, right? Everything shut down. No gyms.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's crazy, by the way. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject.
Right. So the trainer decides, well, this is stupid. These are my close friends. I still want to keep everybody in shape. So they started meeting at a parking garage about halfway between all the ladies' houses, and they would work out. They would park a car, and then one of the ladies would take the next spot, and then they would park a car. One of the ladies would take the next spot. So they were, the 6 foot rule. And she would set up a camera, and they started doing Facebook Lives. So my wife doesn't realize it, and I didn't realize it till this moment. She's already been doing video. I got to call it out now. So now,
there's your ammunition, bro.
I know. So now they work out, and they never went back to the gym. They all canceled the gym memberships, even to this day. And every day they go to the other lady's barn, and they converted the barn into a big gym. So all the girls meet there every day.
And do they still do the Facebook Live?
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, you listen.
Hold on,
I'm gonna give the mic drop for that because listen,
I love that
awareness on this show. You heard it here first.
That's right. That's right. That's
you
so
need
cool.
to go show her. Just say, hey, listen, you already been doing this stuff. Did you know that she could monetize that?
She doesn't get that
Does
yet.
she know she can? Yeah, you need to show her.
Yeah.
That what are some ways? Show her. Here are the top 10 ways that you can monetize what you're currently doing.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm going to teach all of them. Maybe that's my next project. Is to teach them.
Get all those women involved, bro.
Oh, I know.
Come on, man.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
I also see something for you too. I said this a minute ago. I do see this. I'm looking at you, the mic, the headphones. You rocking the hair, bro. The boots, man.
Oh, my Caymans.
Yeah, man. Like this is you.
Thanks, man.
You need to do this.
I'm gonna do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
That validation reinforces what I think I know I'm supposed to be doing, and the main thing for me is having the passion, because I lost my passion, but I feel it coming back, and this is fun, man.
It is fun. There's a little bit of an energy to it, right?
Yeah, lots of energy.
So let me ask you this: what would you? Okay, if you started a video podcast or something like this, right? What would you be talking about?
Great question. That's been probably the main battle for myself internally the last 3 or 4 years, coming out of the industry that I'm in and being a little disgruntled. I built a.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
All right. So, what problem do you solve? What are you the freaking expert in?
I'm an expert in creating when a corporation needs their customers to have an experience at one of their large events. They want a customer to come in and, leave that experience and go, holy crap, what did I just do?
Transformed, yeah.
Transforming. And I mean that in the form of branding. So one of our large financial clients is a sponsor for the Final Four, for example. And I turned the hotel room lobby at Reunion Tower downtown into this crazy nightclub for one of the parties during Final Four. And it was so impressive, and it was so just cool. There were people coming down the lobby the next day to take pictures of the nightclub, but it was gone. We already struck it. It didn't exist. It was just for that night, and in 2 hours we tore it down. And
they were like,
whoa, where did it go?
What happened? Yeah.
And I do things like that. I did that for Mazda at the iHeart Studios on the Tollway. At one time it was called the Mazda Music Lounge, and up on the 7th floor or whatever, when bands come into town for concerts, and then you hear them in the radio in the morning, and they do these little acoustic sets on the radio to tease everybody. So this is the room that they would perform in, but it was just a room in an office building, and Mazda's like, no. We want this to be an intimate, you're down in the club in New York City, Manhattan, and you went down a flight of stairs and you're in this hole. And so I created this like wicked, crazy experience. And
so I have a vision for you, okay, for your podcast, because this is what you know, all right? So imagine this. Imagine that you don't even necessarily drop what you're doing, maybe transform it a little bit. Maybe you interview people who are running conferences.
Yeah.
Right? Like and so like Scott Simpson, for instance.
Okay.
And you'd bring him on your show and you'd ask him what is his vision for the conference that he's wanting to run. What is he trying to accomplish? Like what does he want it to be, aesthetically, visually, all of these components. Maybe like something like that.
Right.
And then you're almost like consulting in a way.
True.
Right. And maybe it's just a consulting business. Maybe you're not actually doing it,
yeah.
but you're consulting him because you're the freaking pro at it.
Yeah, I've got some crazy ideas, man.
I don't know. I'm just I'm spitting balling, man.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it could be something completely different. What are some of the other ideas you got?
Well, you know what? We worked on a project called Flat Guys.
Okay.
Fat guys.
Fat guys.
That like pizza, flatbread. So
okay.
Flat Guys, right?
Flat guys.
So I think we're gonna bring that back, and it's just kind of like a chat, guys hanging out, talking about life, and we'll bring some inspirational experiences into it. And one thing I left out is being blessed to have all these opportunities for these like crazy events with professional athletes and celebrities. I play poker with Emmitt Smith, and Micheal Finley, and Scottie Pippen, and I play baseball with Dirk Nowitzki and Modano. And
man, I'm gonna give you my job. Let's go.
I just rode my Harley from Seattle, Washington to 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏, Florida. With,
you ride?
Yeah.
What you ride, man?
Road Glide Custom 2013.
Nice. Hold up. I've got an '08 CVO Springer.
Oh, sweet.
And I've got an '07 Dyna.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, man. So I knew I liked you for a reason. Well, first of all, when we first got to the conference, you helped me set up.
Oh, yeah.
You were helping me.
I volunteered, man.
You did.
This got to go on. The show's got to go on.
Man, you were helping me out, so I appreciate that. And you ride, so like we're like brothers, man.
That's it, bro.
So anything you need, I got you, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, hit me up on that merch. I'll make you look good.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. We gotta do it, you know what I'm saying? Like you were asking me about that too. See, this is in you. You were like asking me about my signage and everything that I got going on. You were like, where'd you get the signs?
That was my first question, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were like, where is this? What brand is this?
Yeah.
What is that? But no, I like your idea of just kind of like getting around a bunch of dudes, just hanging around, talking, and just, the real authentic, genuine conversations.
Yeah.
Here's another tip that I will say that I have noticed here recently. If there's something you enjoy, like I'll give you an example. Let's say it's sports,
Okay.
or a certain show, or I'll give you a few examples. So my girlfriend really likes The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Okay. And there are podcasts where all they do is talk about Bachelor and Bachelorette, and they talk about the episodes, and they talk about the characters, and they talk about the da-da-da-da-da-da. But that already has a following. The Bachelor and the Bachelorette already have a following.
Right.
This podcast is blowing up because everybody what they do, they watch it and then they listen to it.
Right. That's awesome.
And then same thing with like movies. So like Marvel, right? So there's these podcasts where they're just talking about, we just watched the new She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And and they're like talking crap about it, or they're saying how great it was, and I hated this character and that character or whatever. But it already has a following.
Right.
And so they're just, so what do you like to do? And I imagine these people actually enjoy watching these movies, so they're going to watch it anyway, so now they're just going to talk about it.
Right. Yeah, you know what? We could do that. We could do movies. We could do. My son and I love to play airsoft.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we're Milsom airsofters, full get up and gear.
Dude.
But I don't see anybody doing. Nobody's doing reviews on all these airsoft guys that are all over the place. See, my son could join me on that one. That would be mega fun. I gotta
just
do that.
think about what it is, because ultimately, if it's something like the event space, if you get burnt out, if it's a conversation that you think that if you did 20, 30, 40 episodes and you're going to get burnt out, don't do that. Have something that you really are like, I could do this for a long, long time, because ultimately you want to create, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. So.
Right. And that's why at this conference I'm to that point where I checked off all the boxes. Are you prepared to do this? Yes. Do you have the equipment? Yes. It was mindset that I was missing. So check. I got that now.
Good.
Now I just needed this one box that was left, and it's just a little bit of like some validation and guidance. And I'm going to get that from Chaz and Scott and the team because I joined the Dark Horse program.
Let's
so
go.
I'm in, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, Dark Horse.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's awesome, man.
And that coaching, I think, is going to help me hone in on what you and I are talking about right now.
Yeah.
Because I need that. I need that little bit of confirmation, validation, guidance, whatever you want to call it, to point me in that path. Because if I can't sustain it and stay passionate about it, I know me.
Yeah.
I'll stop. Like, I'll do one and then, okay, I'm done. I need that something. Because what I do in the marketing space is everything's different every day.
Right.
I got to have that. So I got to figure out what is that.
How to keep it moving and flowing, to keep it fresh and interesting so
Right.
that your mind's sharp on it. Now, I'll give you two things, okay? So, number one, I'm going to say this moment right now, right? What's cool about podcasting is this is almost like a time capsule,
Right.
okay? I want you to remember this moment. You're going to get this episode,
Okay.
all right? I want you to remember this because 5 years from now, you'll be able to look back and go, shoot, man.
Yeah.
Look where I was. Look where I'm at.
Right.
Right? It's a time capsule.
I love
you feel
that.
me?
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, like, I remember our first episode. Oh, my gosh. 5 years ago.
It was raw, right?
Dude, it was so bad. But it's like my favorite episode because I watch it and I'm like, look how far we've come.
Yeah.
It sucks so bad. It's amazing. Anyway, so that's number one.
Okay.
Number two, when it comes to consistency, just something else to consider is this.
Yeah.
Okay. I think who said it? The more you pay attention.
Right. Yeah.
Right? The more you pay attention.
Right.
So for me, there's a lot of DIY stuff out there. You can do it yourself. La la la. That exists. But I hired this team over here because listen, it costs money, right?
Right.
But guess what? Consistency.
Right.
If I'm paying for it, I'm gonna show up. I have to. I'm not gonna
That's right.
throw money away.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So anyway, that's just another thing that I would consider is when you put your money where your mouth is.
I got you.
You feel me?
I feel you. I built the studio in the house.
Let's go.
Last little bit, man. You got to come up, be one of the first guests.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Do it, man. Come on up.
That's another mic drop.
Yep,
Let's go.
I got one too. Boom.
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you, Lee. Thank you so much for being on the show and dropping all these mics. Everybody online. Actually, before we go there, Lee, tell them where can people connect with you?
You can connect with me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Flat Guys.
At Flat Guys. I
Yeah,
love
so
that.
the Flat Guys, the L is silent though,
Okay. And yeah, make sure you connect with him and let him know, blow him up, tell him what your favorite mic drop moment was and how much you appreciate him coming on the show. Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know.
Thanks.
And a little bit of cash flow.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Who You Know Show podcast. My name is Trevor Houston, and if you've enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing wherever you listen and leave us a positive review to help us keep the mics on in the studio. Until next week, that's the show. It's all about who you know.